Hey everybody, Bruce here from WaterBear. Now today I'm going to talk about education. Now the thing is, we are standing right on the edge of a precipice. And if you compare music education with the music business for a minute, let's go back and see what happened to the music business when their product, recorded music, became free. Prior to about 2004, 2005, in the music business, we were literally printing money. We made CDs for about 25p, we sold them for about 15 quid. Money, money, money out the door, it was amazing. And then all of a sudden, file sharing happened, Napster happened, you know the rest. Music effectively became free, or at least recorded music did. So when music became free, 2/3 of the music industry just went away over a few short years. Imagine if that happened to the university sector. What would happen if 2/3 of their business went away? It sounds totally crazy, but it could be the end of the university as we know it. Because look at where all the great learning is. Where's the innovation happening? Well, an awful lot of it is happening at grassroots level and is being shared for very little money or entirely free. And some of this information is very, very good, very up to date, and frankly, much better than a lot of the stuff you get in a music degree. So exactly what are we getting for our 9,000 quid and a bit every year? So perhaps we're asking the wrong question. Rather than saying, what are we getting for our tuition fees? We should be saying, what should we be getting? So I'll tell you what you should get for your £9,000 tuition fees. Young people are self-reliant learners. We have to accept that they're already coming into degrees with amazing stuff going on, skills and knowledge that we could only dream about from our generation. We have to acknowledge that, but they do need help in certain areas. They don't need us for knowledge so much, but they do need our help in making sense of it. And this is why we've got to treat every single student as an individual. Because how can we possibly start teaching anyone anything unless we know what they've got going on already? It's like going to a doctor and being prescribed medicine for a snake bite when you've actually got a broken arm because he hasn't actually looked at what's going on. It's totally mental. So let's stop teaching, listen, work out what people have got, work out where they are now and where they want to be. And the degree is about making sure you're going to get there. So there are 3 doors to a music career and there are 3 keys which you can build into the construction of a degree. Number 1 is work-based learning. I absolutely believe in this because it changed my life. Work-based learning is where you take all the cool stuff that you're doing in your professional life and you bring it into a degree or into a master's, and someone like me can look at it and give you academic credit for all that amazing stuff you're doing. We're looking for transferable skills and we're looking for all the stuff that will set you up for a lifetime in music. I've said it before, I'll say it again, if you can run a band, you can run a business. If you can survive in the creative industries, you will thrive almost anywhere else. Number 2, you do need help to make sense of all this information and make a sensible plan. And you're going to be different from the person sat next to you in the class. So we've got to stop trying to put music students into a box. You're not just a guitarist. You're not a singer-songwriter. You might be both of those things, but you also might make content, you might be a tour manager, you might wear many different hats. And your pie chart career, your portfolio career is going to be very individualized. That's why you need one-to-one mentoring to make that plan, but also to hold you to account a little bit. So you can have a sense of, I'm here and in a month's time there's going to be a check-in and I need to be there. So you get that pace, and that's what builds careers. So no one should be trying to put you in a box, because this is about freedom and a box is constraining. If you put a bird in a box, it can't fly. If you leave it in there for a long time, it'll die. Art, music, education equals freedom. Number 3, the course has got to be flexible enough to cope with this concept of work-based learning. So that means that when you get busy doing immensely cool stuff, you've got to be able to build it into your degree. Now, there's countless music courses that fall to pieces the minute a band gets successful and goes on tour, and they have to leave the course. How mental is that? It's a really simple process to take real-world activity, map it against what the government says should be in a degree or a master's, and recognise it with academic credit. Your job, your fundamental number 1 job, is to go out there and do cool things. Our job is to support you in that and recognise those achievements, because we want to come out, yes, with letters after your name, yes, with loads of experience, yes, with loads of transferable skills, but also your career needs to start at the beginning of the degree, not at the end of it. The worst possible outcome for a degree student is to finish their degree, possibly even get a first, fall off the end of the course and then start thinking about the career. Then the bills come in. Bills kill careers. So we've got to get the income happening earlier and make a smooth transition into working life. That's what it's all about. That's why work-based learning is super important. And the great thing that gives me such amazing positivity about the future is the skills that you build when you build your band will set you up for the rest of your life in the creative industries. You'll be able to cope with the roller coaster because you've got flexibility, adaptability, and you're an innovator. So if I'm right, we are now headed towards the biggest revolution in university culture that there has ever been. Institutions will close, people who have been teaching for decades will lose their jobs, and everyone will be scratching their heads and wondering why it happened. And it will happen because, just like the music industry, universities aren't really reacting to this change that you can see in culture. They're not reacting fast enough anyway. I suppose history repeats itself and it's inevitable we're in for a little bit of a bumpy ride. But despite this revolution that's surely going to come, it's surely going to be bloody and it's surely going to be super bumpy. Despite all that, I remain super optimistic about creative careers and the future of those, and education in the creative sector. Because the gatekeepers have lost their authority. The self-appointed Simon Cowell's universities that say this is the route for a career, this is the route for the knowledge, it's all nonsense. We know that now. So we're now in the driving seats. We can design our own futures, we can design our own learnings, and there will be new frameworks to connect with that. And I'm really proud that WaterBear is part of this revolution. What it's all about is taking the power back so you can take full control of your learning in exactly the same way that you now take full control of your music. So thanks for watching. If this sounds like your kind of music education, then you can contact us here. And don't forget, as well as the MA in Music Industry Innovation and Enterprise, we've also got an MA in the creative industries too.